do you think the sun can pull COVID out of your cock? Do you remember when he said that?
Yes.
And so I was like, what is it like being that guy going home that night to his wife? And like, that was the first time Trump talked to him. So I just do this whole long act out of her being like, how was your day? Dave, how was your day? And he's like, oh, yeah. She's like, you always do that. You always downplay your successes. How was it? How was it, huh? You worked really hard to get this job. Well, the president talked to me. That's what I'm talking about, Dave, Mr. President's new best friend. You always do that. You always don't share with me your successes. What did he say? Well, he asked if the sun could suck. If the sun could come COVID out of your penis. If the sun would blow you and it could suck the COVID out of your dick. If you get a sun suck. If Mother Nature would blow and you could just come COVID out of your penis is what he asked me. Wow. And he asked you that. And it's just a big long. So I like those big long act outs.
But that's so SNL that have they not?
Yeah, many little sketches. Yeah.
So you haven't had your agent like send you because
I made a few tapes and they probably. And I would always, and Dana Carver's a good buddy of mine, and I would always send him stuff, and he did as polite as he could, be supportive without not wanting to tell me too much because he just was like, I don't want to. Almost like the way when a young comic asks you for advice and you're like, I don't want to tell you too much one way or the other because I don't want to shape what's going on. So he kind of give a few little technical things, but I don't know. Also, every year, who knows what they were truly looking for. I think one year when I sent a tape that I really liked, they just took a couple gals and then the kid, was it Bone Yang, the Asian kid?
Yeah. But I've heard these nightmare and great stories from people that we've had on, but about the showcases, not only in the clubs, but where you go actually to Rockefeller Center and there's 5 people sitting in the audience, Lauren, and no laughter, and they bring you out on the stage of, we're on Fallon's stage or maybe even the SNL stage and do that. But
I would think too that, from having the stand-up and the theater back, that I wouldn't be as nervous being on stage like that, but maybe so. I mean, those seem like insane just stakes, and like I'm sure no one is immune to getting there finally, whether how big the dream was, where you don't get overtaken by the moment, right? Like, and you're just like looking around, and I would try to probably not. I don't know. Well, maybe. How are you like pre-show? Do you like to, or before like a talk show appearance? Do you like to mix it up and like converse? Does it kind of like help to bleed into what you're about to do?
My big thing is just, and this wouldn't apply to the, well, it would. I want to listen to what's happening prior to when I get
yeah.
So I'm okay with, I have no preparation. Like I don't prepare for anything. I didn't prepare for this podcast, but
it feels like you did. It feels like
I know you. I'm a fan, so I know you. But there's no preparation. Nothing.
You knew about Dirt Tape prior. You acted surprised for that.
That's acting.
You've been a big.
That's acting. I'd rather do it here on the podcast than the movie. His last name's Pryor?
No.
You said, Dirt Tape.
Prior to this.
Dirt Tape Pryor.
Oh my God, there's the twist. Yeah, he's related somehow.
Right.
Oh my God.
So, but what I was saying was, I do on a talk show want to hear everything that's happened up to me, so that if I want to do a callback or I want to reference.
I love that. Yes.
So even if I was at an audition for SNL, I would probably want access to a screen and see what somebody does before me. And then in that moment where I totally go blank and I know that the guy before me had a little bit of a rough time, I can go, but this is like you did the impression of Kyle, I will do the impression. This is not what you think. I know you didn't like it, but isn't this exactly like the guy before me?
Wow.
And kind of be able to be in the moment.
Yeah. But that doesn't have to do with nerves. That's just you. That is your form of preparation, so you know what to say or do. That's not like prepare.
I can't walk out in just not knowing where I am. But nervousness is my fuel.
Yeah,
I love fear.
It's good to feel a little not fully comfortable, right?
I've never been comfortable. I don't know what that's like.
It makes you raise your game. Somebody asked me that, like, do you get nervous? And I was like, I always allow for, and that's also why I love doing. Breaking the fourth wall and doing crowd stuff, because it's like there's so much uncertainty there, and that
it's, to me, my analogy has always been like I like roller coasters and still do.
Oh, you do? Terrified.
But so am I. But I love that.
Oh, wow.
So like if you like roller coasters, you don't want to go on a roller coaster that goes, 30 miles an hour in a straight line through the trees.
Right.
That's boring. But if you think you've come really close to death and you've been tossed way up in the air and then your adrenaline and you're almost at the verge of tears, you go, I want to get on again. It's like adrenaline.
Yeah.
I love the adrenaline of and also because I suffer from so many mental health issues,
Sure.
that awkwardness and fear are a great distraction from whatever other mental pain I could be.
Do you seek out awkward moments? Like, do you enjoy
showing up? For me is an awkward moment.
Your TikToks are so great, by the way. I just had a
you.
quick vision of you, the side by side things you comment on or react to.
Thank you.
And it makes me think like how great you'd be with something like that in real life, like seeing.
But that's why I like hosting.
Yeah.
Hosting a game show. I'm doing bullshit right now on Netflix. What was fun about it is like just being able to I don't know what they're going to say. I don't even know if they know what the fuck they're talking about. But I was actually playing along and doing it. And that's like my milieu. I love that. Not knowing. It's the opposite of being a regular game show host where they just hand you the cards and you read the questions and then you go, now we're going into round 2. You got that one correct. And that I couldn't do.
Just doing gameplay.
Right.
You could never do that. You always have needed to have it be something where you can.
Loose.
Yeah. And read the room.
And it seems like you have that.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I get that from you.